Hello everybody, this is Doug Friend with Historical Board Gaming. Hey, I just wanted to make a video here, get a little bit of housekeeping, letting everyone know what's going on with different projects, GW85, our North Africa sets, St. Jude's, etc. Also, I'll talk a little bit about me and my struggles trying to work over the last few months or maybe even the last year. First of all, St. Jude's, I know on the last video I put some links and I'll put one down on this video. I'm not going to edit this or anything. I've got a little bit of issues with some computers. But the St. Jude's got the, we're raising it for, of course, for the children's with the hospital and cancer treatment, people to stay there when they're going through it. I don't know if you ever watched any of the videos with the kids, but it's, it's really heartbreaking to see these kids go through it at such a young age. We were doing a walk. There's a walk run. Of course, I'm doing the walk. I did it last year. I'm doing it, and it's going to be towards the end of September. So you can go in the link and throw a donation down there. And what I'm doing here at Historical Board Gaming, so if you put a donation through the link at St. Jude's, I'm giving you that back in store credit. So you're not even losing any money. I mean, if you give $50, I'm giving you $50 in store credit. So I'm matching it out of Historical Board Gaming's funds. Some people don't want to go to the St. Jude's and they rather just buy a gift certificate through HBG, and then I'm giving back as store credit. No, I'm sorry. If you want to do it through HBG and you buy a gift certificate, then I go ahead and say it's $50, and I'll go to St. Jude's and put a donation in your name of the equal amount. So I prefer you go through the St. Jude's link. Get your name, of course it's all tax write-off as in for charity, and it's a great cause. So I hope you do it, and I'll probably make another video in the next, probably tomorrow. What it is I've got some games. I've been cleaning out my games that I have, taken them home. We moved into a house last year, and I've got a little room that is devoted just for me. It's our safe room. It's got a tornado shelter here in Oklahoma. We had one made. But I got a 4x8 table, and I've got a bunch of bookshelves and stuff. So I brought my books home and that I wanted, and it was kind of personal. And then also I brought some games, and I've got some leftover games here that I'm like, I'll never play these. So and I'll do them tomorrow, but it's going to be like Fortress America, the FASA game, the Axis and Allies Pacific, the old one. I think it's from 2001. I've got Bell's War Champ. It's like an Axis and Allies style game, and but I'll show them tomorrow, and I might even do the Kursk game that HBG is getting ready to put out. And what it is what I'm going to do is, if you go to the St. Jude's, and what I'm going to do to make it easy on me is, it's just $5 donation. So you $5, put your name down, and you're into drawing, and I'll draw for probably 5, 6, possibly 7 games, just one at a time, and I'll ship them to you. Now, the problem with that is it's very, very expensive to ship to Canada and abroad. So if you get in the drawing and you do win, I'll probably just do like $40 in store credit instead of going abroad, unless you really want the game, and we work something out on the shipping. So anyway, that's St. Jude's. North Africa, we've been making some sets. When the North Africa game came out, I pre-ordered it. I was not very happy with the German pieces, some of the selection of the pieces, and definitely the color. I never liked the black. I don't know if people remember our first game, America, that we boxed 10 years ago. We did it in gray. I did it in gray because black, you can't see the detail, and I'm a visual person. I like to see the detail of pieces and stuff. So we've got a replacement, and we did a little contest through through YouTube on Hambone's channel, and people wanted to pick between the JU88 and the Heinkel 111. So the JU88 won. I preferred the Heinkel 111 just because it's not only in one other Axis and Allies game. But anyway, we got the 3D mines, we got 3D land mines. I added a commander to each set, and a few other little perks in there. So anyway, yeah, I was a little disappointed with some, like the I heard the Panzer IV was going to be used, and which I'm like, well, they had a ton of Panzer IIIs. Why would you use it for? And then when the Sculpt came out, I looked at it, and it's a Panzer III. Yeah, and Panzer III's got 6 road wheels. Panzer IV's got 8 road wheels. So they call out a Panzer IV, but it is a Panzer III. And of course, we're using Panzer IIIs in our sets. So we got the Africa set and the Italian set, and it's not for sale yet. It'll be up by the end of the week. So you can replace your whole. It's made to replace, not to supplement, because we cannot match the color. I mean, we have black that we match perfectly, and even the Italian brown is pretty stinking close. But anyway, we've given a couple out, and we're going to be sending a couple sets to Hilltop Pillbox, and he'll put them in his game next time he shows it. So anyway, I wanted to touch on that. Global War 85, a thorn in my side. I wanted to, well, let's go back to Global War 85. Let me talk about, real quick on my health. First of all, I got a computer. I had to upgrade my computer. The other one was so slow, and it was giving me all kinds of errors, and I was struggling using the computer, so I had to change my computer. Of course, I had Windows 7, and now I've got Windows 11. And someone at my age changing that drastically, I was like, oh my gosh, where is everything? I put a lot of things in Dropbox, and of course you have to reload programs, and I do have one password where it populates the password for you automatically with a master password, which thank God I had that. But it's been a struggle with it, trying to learn everything and where everything is, because I had the other one for years, and as you get older, you're just not as sharp as you were when it comes to learning this stuff. Of course, I have 3 kids. Of course, my 2 boys are very sharp in computers, and they're always like, Dad, you're a lot slower than you work. I'm the one that taught them computers, and they're very techie. They're very good in computers. They can run circles around most people when it comes to that stuff. They do attribute that I did help them, teach them a lot of stuff, but they definitely took it from there. But that leads into the reason I'm struggling also is I've had good couple of months ago, I do my annual blood work, and I've always done it, and ever since I was in my early 30s, and when I had celiac, which is gluten intolerance, when I was about 50, they got it through the blood work, and then you do the upper GI to confirm it, and then hey, you got to change your diet, and that's how they tell a lot of things. And I definitely think that people should get blood work. Blood work is nothing to do. You do it yearly, and they can kind of see how your numbers look. No difference for guys getting their PSA test and see if the numbers are growing and you possibly have some issues. So anyway, long story short, but of course, I hate to talk about COVID. It just seems like it changed everything. During COVID, doctors weren't able to see your doctor. I had to do virtuals. Things like that. Well, finally after it, I got blood work, and my doctor wasn't seeing patients. He was continuing doing virtual, and between that and after a year, I didn't like it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to a doctor that I can physically go to and talk to and stuff like that. So I did that. So when I changed doctors, which was recently, really like him. He says, hey, I'm seeing some things in your blood. I'm going to get an MRI scheduled. And I'm thinking, like, an MRI. He goes, yeah, there's things in your blood that are pointing that you possibly have some issues going on with your pituitary gland. There's a possible tumor, that's up there in the brain. So we had an MRI, which was living hell. You get this MRI. I mean, everyone's like, oh yeah, I have an MRI. This one, part of it is I'm a little claustrophobic. And of course, they had the older machine that you go in this tube. And I'm not a small guy. Yeah, I'm 6'4", 280 pounds, and I'm pretty wide across the shoulders, and I'm rubbing against the tube, going back and forth. So when they put me in, they've got this, my head has to go in this form, and it sits down there, so it's not moving. And then they've got this metal cage that just, they close over. Of course, it's, it looks like a catcher's deal. Get the, like Hannibal Lecter. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm already freaking out, and they haven't even put me in the tube yet. So they put me in the tube. I said, how long is this going to be? It's like 45 minutes. About 30 minutes into it, they back you out a little bit and stick an IV, put the dye in your veins so they can see more. And man, I had a panic button. Man, I'm thinking, like, I'm going to press this thing. They will it back out, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to come back and do it. I need to see if there's something up there. So I was a big boy. I would make you guys proud, and sucked it up and did it. Well, bad news is they did find a tumor in the gland there, and it's kind of good and it's bad. It's good that they found something, because I've been having all kinds of issues with my body, it affects your hormones, all kinds of hormones, whether it's testosterone, whether it's I can't even think of some of the things, but yeah, it affects a lot. So they did find it. It's like 1.5 centimeters. The doctor said, yeah, it's quite large. And you think they can go in, they can cut it out. The problem with cutting it out is it takes too much of the pituitary gland, which affects a lot of things in your body. And then you'd be on a lot of medications. So I'm on a drug that supposedly shrinks the tumor. It's got great success, like 90-something%. It's, also 90-something%. It's benign. They say that, he actually sees 1 or 2 of these a month. So high hopes on that. I'm very optimistic. I've got a lot of people praying for me. I'm definitely not looking for sympathy, and I didn't make this video for that. I made this video to saying it's definitely taken, over the last 6 months to a year, I can see that I was struggling, but I couldn't understand why. It seems like the more I worked, the further behind I got. Now, the big thing on the tumor is it affects your eyesight. And if it goes untreated, I'd end up blind. And, I didn't think, and I thought, I'm just getting older. I'm seeing too much. I'm working too much. I'm looking at a monitor too much, as well as my phone. And I'm up here early. I get up at 5. I'm usually at work quarter to 6. I never leave before 2. Usually it's 3, sometimes 4:30. And then I'm home. I get phone calls, and I answer them. I'm on the phone. I'm looking at stuff. People are sending me items, whether it's designers or customers. So definitely my eyes get strained. Now I'm at the point where I can't even hardly go outside with the light being so bright. And of course, my vision is definitely blurry. I tell people it's almost like a fog, a white fog, but this is black. I can see, but it's hazy. I'm going to the eye doctor today to have her look. She'll dilate my eye and look in it. I don't know if you ever had that done, where they dilate it and the eyeballs are like that big on the screen. And she can see things. She said she actually did that one time. This was years ago when I first started going to her. She said you can see. She said the neat thing about that is you can actually see into the body, because you can see the blood vessels and everything. And she saw this one guy, blood vessels that were all clogged up. She says, you need to go to the hospital. And you're getting ready to have a heart attack. And he went to the hospital, and sure enough, he was like 95% blocked. So it's pretty amazing what they can do. And I'm all about going yearly to these things. Well, it's been a few years since I've been to that. Again, COVID, and I had laser surgery actually a few years ago, and I just hadn't been back. And so anyway, um, it's affecting me. Uh, that's why Global War 85 was a little late. I've been doing things. We did make some changes on some play aids. I've got boxes sitting over there in our back room with maps already rolled in there. So the maps are ready to go for everyone who's ordered them. Waiting on play aids. We had to make some changes. And I do apologize. I apologize a lot. If I could make it happen quicker. But I get to the point, like yesterday, I didn't even leave here till 4 something. I worked 11 hours, and I was at the point where I could hardly even see. And I'm not making excuses. I mean, my eyes were so shot. And my wife and I had to go somewhere. I said, you're going to have to drive. And I had sunglasses on. And I have dark eyes. I mean, I have brown eyes. I never used to have to wear sunglasses. My wife is blue-eyed, or I say green-eyed. And she always I gotta have sunglasses, and I never understood. I have a son who's a blue-eyed, I got a hazel-eyed daughter, and I got a brown-eyed son. And the blue-eyed, he wears sunglasses a lot, and I understand that. So I'm not used to having to do that with brown eyes. But anyway, my eyes become very, very sensitive. So I'm hoping this medication, it's been a couple weeks, starts working. He said I'd start possibly seeing some changes, in the hormones and everything. And hopefully then in 6 months I go back and get an MRI again and hopefully see that the tumor has shrunk. Get to the point, he said it should shrink down to nothing. So I just wanted everyone to know that the Global War 85, I'm hoping is 2 to 3 weeks away. And I do apologize again. Yeah, but I did want to be upfront with everyone on that. Kursk, we have Kursk ready to go. So it's some people's like, well, I already owned the map, about the map years ago. Well, we're gonna sell it where you can get the box and play aids that has the battle boards, reference sheets, the game box, and so you can buy that just by itself. And so then people who have the map can buy that. Well, yeah, yes, that. If you don't have the map, there'll be a second version that has that plus the map. And, it'll have chips and dice and stuff in there. So it's going to be a complete game. Then the third version will have the box with all the components in it, the map, and then 3D pieces that you'll have to paint, but they're going to be in gray. Now down the road, we might try to print them in like a dark gray for the Germans and some kind of reddish brown for the Germans, for the Russians. So, but we've got 10, I'm gonna say 9 ready to go. I got 10, but I'll probably end up using one as a prize. So we got Kursk coming, and you're gonna see there's like, well, Global War 85 should be out. I've got so many projects going. Some things get done and finished before others. And I just don't want to sit on, because I've got a lot of money tied up into Kursk, whether the play aids, 3D printed, pieces and the resin, things like that. So we're going to probably see those hopefully for sale by the end of the week. And hopefully, it's a great game. Now, if you already have the map, and we did modify the map, but borders, everything like that stays the same. We just made some art changes, we think a little prettier, but the map is the same. So you can still play the game. It doesn't change. The 4 airfields that you would have to put markers on it, they're on the map now. But anyway, you'll see it. We got some some plates that are for the airfields, because you can get like 10 or 12 aircraft on your airfield, and it just bunches up. So we made separate airfields, and that comes with the box. So when you buy it, you'll get all that. So yeah, designer Bob Hatcher, that's been out for a while. Worked on that. We get that nice and pretty for you. Invasion Normandy. That's Kurt Purdy, Hilltop Pillbox. It was his design. That's come a long way. Mike Kelly's going through it, through the rules. He's kind of our project manager now. So, and we've got people like David Dill and a few others that are helping with Overlord to get it to the point. It's close. The map is finished. Battle boards are finished. Then we had one change. We had to make a change. So you're going to see that. I was wanting to get it out by the end of the month, but it'd definitely be next month, just with all the things going on. But it's close, and it's a beautiful game. It's been play tested. It's been gone through. The rules are great. Everything. So it's got advanced rules, expansion rules. So that'll be coming out, and I think you'll really like it. And then in a year from now, we're already looking at an advanced version, the base of the game. So, and when you say what's an advanced version, it uses the same map. So when the advanced version comes out, we'll probably have some new battle boards, rule set, and of course some 3D pieces that'll have to be bought and purchased for it. But well, we are using the same map because we've already thought through what we need for the advance, and if there's anything on the map that needs to be put there for that. So we're trying to keep our costs down for you guys. We appreciate everyone buying things and supporting HBG. And I don't want you to have to rebuy maps just because we got an advanced game here. Stalingrad, Steve Prescott is continually working on that. Maps coming along really good. It's in art. Battle boards are 3/4 finished. And say battle boards is like, it's actually a pretty good process to get battle boards done. We really think through these things. I think you're going to love the new Kursk battle boards. Yeah, Kursk has got battle boards now. We've been working on Barbarossa battle boards. I know you've seen some of the YouTube wars with Flak 88 and Cat and G. They've been working on that. They're giving us great feedback for the Barbarossa game, and we'll probably do that down the road, as in launch it as a set, so you can purchase it. But Stalingrad is really good. It's a big game, but I know a lot of people have been wanting something similar to that. So look for it down the road, maybe by the holidays. We'll see how fast we can get it going. I got to get a couple of these other games off my back. Civil War, American Civil War. We started on it, thought it was a lot closer. We had to go back, redo the map, make new battle boards, go through the rules. So that one definitely be out by the holidays. That one, I gotta get a couple of these other things done. And Rome pieces, we've been selling the Rome game. It's been moving pretty well, and some people have been asking for extra pieces. So over the next few weeks, you'll see those go on our website. So the pieces we have, you'll be able to buy them in quantities of 5. Probably the ships will be in 1s, since they're going to be larger and more cost. So, break the bank. And the one to see. And that's all I have for today to go through everything. I plan on making more. Like I said, I do apologize for Global War 85 delaying. The guys are getting together this weekend in Indianapolis to play a game. I think of course, you're going to have Admiral Seabass, who's hosting it. He's the designer, Chris Atkins. And then you're going to have other guys there. Brian, I believe, is going to be there, and Captain G is coming, and so Hambone's going to be there, and who else is going to be there? Dan, Knights Templar, is his call name. So yeah, they got a big thing going on there. So I'm sure they'll probably have some video on it. So anyway, that's all I got. And again, please do the St. Jude's. Go back to the old newsletter. Look at the link. I'll put a link here. I'll have more incentives over the next few days. And like I said, it's at the end of September. So we got plenty of time. And you're going to get totally reimbursed if you don't donate through the link to St. Jude's and get back store credit. So it's a win-win for the children. I really like, doing this kind of thing, and I always want to give back. You guys take care, and we'll see you hopefully in a few days. I'll have another video for you.